Dusan Vlahovic back onto the ladder of Manchester United, meaning that he's among those players that United is interested in signing this season or this summer. Then Harry Kane, discussions have not been held as it was communicated to us by certain tier 2, tier 3 journalists, but Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to issue us an update about that. Then we are talking a little bit of Amad Diallo to Manchester United, and then Brighton being aware of United's interest in Caicedo and Allister. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David remains my name, and it's a Tuesday, guys. We are back from the Easter holidays, and now we are really looking forward to the game that United is going to play on Thursday. That is against Sevilla in the UEFA Europa League. We are coming back as Casemiro, one of the players that has been away for so long because he last kicked a ball for United in the game of Rio Betis away in Spain. Ever since then, he never played in the game of Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, and Brentford, meaning that he has been missing action for so long. So, guys, let's find ourselves in a situation of really getting this done and dusted. Yesterday, Fabrizio Romano had a spell onto the United stand, and he said the following about Vlahovic and Harry Kane. He said, Dusan Vlahovic is a potential one to watch this summer. He's struggling at Juventus and likes the idea of playing in the Premier League. There are no internal discussions regarding signing Harry Kane at the moment due to uncertainties regarding new club owners and budgets. That's what Dusan Vlahovic that's what Fabrizio Romano told us about those two strikers. Meaning that if Dusan Vlahovic is available, though this season he has been having lots of injury problems and he has not been scoring very many goals, but it puts us in a situation of him being back to the ladder that he's being considered a player that Juventus is going to sell, putting aside him struggling at Juventus and wanting to really be playing into the Premier League. Juventus is having some financial problems, and to rectify them, you need to sell a player whose value can really hit or go north of 80 million pounds. And I think Dusan Vlahovic can be sold and Juventus can find themselves getting close to 70 or 80 million pounds. And I think if the injuries can be rectified, and if at all he passes the injury, he passes the medical, and the physio team of United approves him physically fit to come in and play for the club of Manchester United, then it's no brainer that, to me, I take Vlahovic over Harry Kane. I've said this on several occasions. Why? Vlahovic is like 23 years of age. You get him right now, that means you're going to be having a striker for the next 6 or 7 years. Secondly, Dusan Vlahovic is a better bowler than Harry Kane. Harry Kane drops a little bit deep sometimes, and I think that's the role that is really making him look better. At Tottenham Hotspur, that's how he plays. At the England national team, that's how he plays, meaning that is the role that's making him a better player at Spurs, and at United. Ten Hag would be loving to get an out number 9 who does the holder play very well. I believe Harry Kane used to have the patience of waiting for that ball. In that team of Tottenham Hotspur, that really had players like Eriksson, the Dale Allis that were really creating chances for him. But this time around, looks like he likes to drop deep, and he's not having that patience. So Vlahovic is that striker that will give you that focal point or final third presence every time you attack. And he's really good, and he has a left foot. He's good in the air because he's tall enough, and he's more clinical than Harry Kane. His technical abilities surpass those of Harry Kane. Harry Kane is just a usual kind of player. There is nothing different he does apart from scoring goals. Can he really take off a player? Can he really pull out a moment of magic? I doubt. But for Dusan Vlahovic, he's a proven player that I've seen play and followed him for a very long time, and it's good to see that he's wanting to go to the Premier League, and United are really looking at him a little bit. If we want to bring an experienced striker who can really get us those goals, I think Vlahovic can really be up into that box, because he'll tick all the boxes of United, especially as far as the financial constrictions are concerned of Manchester United, because we don't know how much you're going to spend. That's it. I doubt whether we can have 150 million pounds to spend as a budget of the club. I think the budget of the club is going to be like 100 million pounds because last season we had a budget of 120 million pounds. The 150 million pounds that United used to buy Anthony and Casemiro was borrowed money. That's it. It reflected in this, in the first quarter of this year. It reflected that we borrowed close to 200 million pounds as Manchester United for our franchise to be run, because we never had money. And the CEO of United warned us last summer that it's going to be worse this summer. We're not going to be having money. That's why Ten Hag has been told you need to sell to buy. So that's why the Daily Mail came out yesterday with the story that United needs to sell close to 13 players. And those 13 players were not listed. But if I told you to insinuate 13 players, yet we've been counting 7. But if I told they to sell 17, if I told they to sell 17, that means they can raise close to 150 million pounds, because the 7 we counted could raise close to 120 million pounds. So if you add more 7, that takes you to a level of having close to 150 million pounds. But to me, I'm still doubtful about it, because any elite club just doesn't need to sell to buy. You'll know that you'll have to sell to buy, but you have to first buy. After acquiring those players, then you sell. Because when you first sell and you're really very much desperate to get that player, then you'll be ransomed. United has always been ransomed, even when they're not desperate to buy. Now, how will the cost of the players be if at all we are really desperate to get in the players? So it beats my understanding, and that story was in the Daily Mail, and I found it a little bit not really meaningful to me, because United to sell 13 players in their history, they've just seen very many players go out onto a free. Cavani, Ronaldo, Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Nemanja Matic, Juan Mata, close to 6 players living in one season on free, but those players were not sold. That's it. So let no one lie to you about it, that United can't really find itself in a position of really getting in. Let no one lie to you that we are going to be so much into the market with a lot of money to spend. So Dusan Vlahovic, I think, ticks all the boxes as far as the financial constructions are concerned, because at 80 million pounds, United can get him. United is really thinking that if at all Spurs can accept 80 million pounds, then they can really get that player in, meaning that United will only spend north of 80 million pounds on a striker. Any striker whose price will be beyond that, they won't be interested in signing him. That means Victor Osimhen is out of our way. Now, again, Fabrizio Romano, not Fabrizio Romano this time around, it's called Simon Jones, working for the Daily Mail, who really put out a story that he is going to sell 13 players, has told us that Brighton are aware of Manchester United's interest in midfield duo Alex McAllister and Moise Caicedo, and expect offers from numerous Premier League clubs. That is coming in from Simon Jones. So United has shown its interest in Moise Caicedo and Alex McAllister, but I like Alexis McAllister. But if you tell me which one should we go in first, sorry about that. On any day, I tell you Moise Caicedo. Why? We've always suffered a lot every time not having Casemiro, and Caicedo is really that player that can act as a CDM, and he can also be that player who can really act as a number 8, who can play the double pivot. That is Moise Caicedo. So I think however much they've been made aware of United being interested in signing those players, but I think, as I've told you, on the deal of Osimhen, Harry Kane, Goncalo Ramos, and very many others, it's all about the money. Will we be having the money to bolster our midfield by 2 players? So to me, however much we are being linked to 2 players and we've shown interest in them, Brighton is clear or very much sure or very much in the know of that, then there is a very big question. It's all about who going to be fitting to the budget of United? If you tell me Caicedo, I think at like 70 or 80 million pounds, he'll be into that ilk. Can we get him? I doubt, because he's going to be one of those players that is going to be signed by teams at the beginning of the summer transfer window. United won't be able to really gate a player at the beginning of the summer transfer window that's being competed on by other teams, because other teams are really having concrete ownership. They've already made their plans. They are already talking to these players. Like Moise Caicedo, Arsenal is one of the admirers, and they are already talking to the player, meaning that by the time we get ourselves sorted of who the owner is, what is the budget, talking to the players, there would have been teams that would have already taken what we call further steps ahead of United in as far as signing all these players is concerned. So it beats my understanding that moments like these are really going to stop. Moments like these must stop at United. We need to be having a competent recruiting team, and the Glazers looking like they want to take their time, as the story was put out yesterday that this week we might get an official communication from the Rain Group that either calls in for a third bid or really picks out of the two, Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So it shows you that for the Glazers taking their time, and that is going to cost our transfer window. So I don't know what the budget is going to be, but for Caicedo, I love him, I like the player, but I don't see him as that player that we're going to sign at the club of Manchester United. So according to everything, let's wait and see how everything is going to pan out, but I'm not really seeing it happening. However much we can negotiate and really get him, but there are teams that are really negotiating and they're having money. The likes of Chelsea, they're having the money. And trust me, if at all a team comes in through and tells Caicedo, we're going to give you a salary of £150,000 a week, he will sign for that team. He showed us in the public transfer request put out that he just wants to get money and really look after the 9 kids, that he is the last born of those 9 kids. So it shows you that it's all about the money factor. So that is it concerning Moise Caicedo and McAllister. Let's talk about Amad Diallo tearing up the championship. He has gone ahead and told us that I haven't shown my best for Manchester United yet, but I hope next season I can return and prove my talent. My dream is to play regular football at Manchester United. It was a dream to join them. I love the club. That is Amad Diallo. When you look at Amad Diallo, he's tearing up the championship, guys. He's tearing up the championship and he's scoring goals for fun this season. Remember, he has gone ahead to really score 11 goals in the league in 32 games with 2 assists. That is really so much huge for a player like Amad Diallo, who came in at Manchester United and couldn't find himself into the position of really playing regularly. Ten Hag really loaned him that side, and obviously he won himself very many games with the side known as Sunderland, and has put up performances that I won't be surprised if at all Ten Hag really puts him into the team. And last week I brought you a story where they are talking about loaning Facundo Pellistri, loaning Anthony Elanga to create space for the incoming Amad Diallo, because Amad has really gone ahead to show to Eric Ten Hag that I can really put in the shift. It's going to be like another Garnacho, or our Garnacho off the right wing. That's it, because Garnacho is tearing it off every time he comes off the bench and every time he starts on the left attacking side of the midfield, meaning that we need another firepower coming in through off the bench on the right wing or the right attacking side of the midfield. Facundo Pellistri would have been, but you see to it that even when United is needing very many goals sometimes, he's not brought on by the manager. So it shows you that the manager believes in him, but he lacks enough playing time. That's why he's going to be loaned. But for Amad Diallo, looks like he's ready. That long season loan he has really gotten at Sunderland has really put him into a stage of real fruition, and I think the manager wants him back at the club of Manchester United. So guys, your thoughts onto Dusan Vlahovic back on United's ladder are welcome in the comment section below. Harry Kane haters, I think you've gotten some good news that no internal inquiries and communication have been made in between United and Harry Kane. Then Amad Diallo is up and running, and do you think he's going to make it to the starting 11 of United, or is going to come in and really give Anthony the pressure and competition that he deserves? Then lastly, United making it clear to Brighton that they want Moise Caicedo and McAllister in the summer, guys. I sign out for now. See you later. First video of the day. More is yet to come. Rokan David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. To my Muslim friends, just do the needful and fast, and Ramadan Kareem.